This is Frankie Day for Frankie Day Models. Okay, welcome to Sunday evening, the final reveal, video 3 I think it is, of my fun build of the Acurate Miniatures 148 scale F3F-2 Grumman biplane, known as the Flying Beer Barrel and the Bumblebee. Okay, this little squirt wasn't easy. This is the second one of this type that I built. The first one I built is right over there, the one I showed you before. It's the F3F-1 series, this one right here. And this is the second one. This is the F3F-2. The one with the larger engine in it, which was 950 horsepower, I think it was, that they had in it. Plus it had a supercharger in it. The Grumman F3F biplane was the last of the operational Navy shipboard fighters ever used. It entered service by 1937. It was on the drawing board as early as 1935. A lot of shore stations used them a lot for training fighter pilots. A lot of pilots love these little bumblebees because they're a small aircraft. They're not even much any bigger than what we had before they came out. There's a typical, all they are is a biplane fighter that's a hybrid. And you can see the wonderful Grumman design of the fat barrel type fuselage. All Malachi fuselage they use on it. Malachi we call it, Malachi. All metal stretch skin over formers. Only the first one of its type, it was to use all that kind of a construction. By 1938 to 1939, they were used in shipboard fighters, aboard carriers. The first one's got the Saratoga, and also the Lexington got them, and also the Ranger got them. And later on, the Enterprise class, which is the Enterprise, Yorktown, and Hornet, they were starting to get them too. But by the time they started to get them, they were being phased out of service. There's a lot of the airmen that flew these things. Famous pilots like Pappy Boynton and Butch O'Hara and all these famous aviators that actually trained and flying these beer barrel type shipboard fighters. Now that presentation I showed you just after the introduction of the video, that's the only flying F3F that's available today in this world. And I enjoy watching that thing take off and fly. There's a lot of vibration in those things. You can tell because you got that closed cowling inside there, and that 950 horsepower motor, right cyclone they used. And special feature when the hand cranking that landing gear up, boy, it takes it out of you. But that's what they had back in those days. Hydraulics, electric systems weren't. I think they were realized, but they weren't used on small aircraft like this. Because you got to remember, because back in the 30s, all the aircraft that we had fixed undercarriage. And we're starting to fool around with retractable landing gear and stuff. So there's 3 methods of retracting a landing gear: hydraulic, electric, or manual. And these things were manual, but due to the landing gear system is mechanically operated by 3 sprockets, a shaft, and a differential sprocket up to the cranking mechanism. And the firewall has got a cranking system with a chain on there, almost like that F3F Wildcat. It's the same system that the Wildcat used. You gotta excuse me, guys. I gotta let this darn dog in. Right in the middle of a good video, and I got this hound in. Okay, back. Okay, with further ado, that was a great achievement having a retractable landing gear in these things. They work very well. And a very strong landing gear too they use. So they used them pretty much on the Wildcat. The Wildcat is used throughout the war. Big designated as FM2 by General Motors. Okay, I'm going to take this camera now. I'm going to take a look at the Bumblebee here. Or the flying beer barrel. There she is right there, guys. Fuselage is natural metal. Uses foil on there. And took a long time to cover that fuselage. Just follow the paddle lines and it goes out just like the real one does. These things weren't not a very big airplane. They're big enough for the day. But they had a lot of power, and these things were fast. They had a lot of maneuverability. You can imagine, if you will, with that landing gear tucked up inside the fuselage, how this thing would fly. It puts you in mind of a pissed-off bumblebee. And a lot of the pilots call it the bumblebee and the beer barrel, flying barrel. A lot of the pilots love these things. They were pretty much built for the pilot in mind. But they also knew it has limitations. Now this aircraft here can really cause some problems if it was well matched in combat. Although these things were not designed for combat, but they were built to be a fighter. And they were built to take some kind of, I wouldn't say damage. They wouldn't back down from a fight, let's put it that way. That's the general purpose about having a fighter. You got to have protection and speed. And these things were pretty well, what I could see on the flying barrel is that it had a lot of protection, the armor protection on that closed fuselage, on the canopy. And these things are really fast to build. They go about 335 miles an hour. They go pretty fast. They come down and probably shoot a couple rounds of that 30 calibers through the cowling, and you get a couple 100-pound bombs underneath the rack. That's one of the most wonderful features that this airplane could do. That Donald Grumman innovated in this aircraft. It could be, and the Navy says that looks like a sporty airplane. It is. Of course, you can see it has retractable undercarriage. It's got a Hamilton standard pitchable prop. It's got a supercharger in it. It's 950 horsepower. More power than what we had in the 30s and the 20s. It had metal stress cowling with no traditional fabric covered wings. The F3F came obsolete by 1940. Some were painted all intermediate blue and light gray. In 1940, the barrel was actually stricken from the Naval Register. A lot of them were just used as handmade wreaths, man-made wreaths. There's a bunch of them along with the Coronados that they had. They just dumped it out there right off the bay out there. What are you going to do with them? You know, no one who's, you know, I mean, geez, you know, that's a lot of money, but everything's expendable in life. These things cost about $45,000 back in those days to build an airplane like this. And the private aviator had loved to have one of these after the war, but there weren't any around. They had probably some that was just junk, you know. I mean, just out there in the bay. This aircraft here is very popular. It was flown by two famous pilots. The first pilot by Butch O'Hara. He flew this aircraft. He was a United States Navy ace. The second one is by Gavert. He was flying on the Saratoga. The same markings on this airplane. As he was approaching landing, he lowered his landing gear, and his engine started to die. They had an emergency valve for gas right there. It failed, didn't work. So the plane naturally just ran out of gas and just crashed into the sea. He was recovered and the plane sank. For over 50 years it's been underwater in very shallow water. Less than 200 feet of water. They had, I think NOAA, they seen it laying at the bottom down there. It was a mess. fuselage was intact, the cowl was intact, the undercarriage was intact, but the wings were completely destroyed because it seemed like to me they thought it was probably caught by a dragging net. It's probably dragged all over the place, so they don't. That's what they're assuming. But the aircraft was restored to this model right here. You see. Matter of fact, I think Acurate Minutures used that subject to make this model. This is a Marine Squadron F3F-2, and one more variant was the F3F-3. The difference between the 3 and the 2 variant is that they just put another 50 horsepower on top of the motor. Gave it 1,000 horsepower instead of 950. Gave it a little more spruce, a little more ability. Wingspan of this thing was, I think it was 32 feet. It's a very small airplane, but it's an airplane that can be reckoned with if you chose to get on its bad side. Okay, let's see here. That's about it here, and we'll take the camera up to me, and we'll finish up this video here. And I've been working on my 1/32 scale OS2U Kingfisher by Kitty Hawk Models. That's my entry on Group of Charlie Max December 7th, 1941 group build. I've been working on this last night. And believe you me, this kit's a bitch to build. There's over 100 parts of that motor right there. That right cyclone right there. So tonight I'm going to finish up all the interior on that thing. Tomorrow's my day off, so I'm going to start airbrushing the interiors and present a video as an update for Charlie Max December 7th, 1941 group build. So this motor here is pretty well detailed. It's right cyclone. I'm just building it to its... I'm going to start to get to its sub-assembly stage, then paint them when I get done. So I'm going to build all the sub-assemblies. So after this video here, I'm going to start getting hot on the fuselage and try to get these the interiors all done and get them painted and prepared for video for tomorrow. Okay, I'm glad I got this flying barrel done. I got it sitting. I have it sitting down there. The next one. There's a little table over here. I can sit this off over here. It'll be out of the way. And I got a lot of stuff. And thinking about tinkering this one day this week. I think I showed this on video number 2 of the flying barrel. I just got this down at the hobby shop. This thing is not cheap. It's not cheap. In England, it's over 100 pounds. Easy. United States of America. Hobby shop, you're around about a little less than $200. I got that for $167. I guess he marked it down for some 20% off or something, I don't know. So I'm trying to get you to spend money, and I spent money. So it got me. It's like a fish. Got us all. And I like that. Not much on the Wildcat. This will be my second build for Charlie Max December 7th group build. Good old Charlie Mac. He's a wonderful person. His videos just right in there, guys. Just like something you can expect every day. And I hope he's feeling well too. I'm starting getting over this tremendous cold I've got. It's a full-grown miracle that a man my age didn't come down with pneumonia. I gotta start eating more vegetables and start taking care of myself a lot more better. And so I can be around for a long more time so I can entertain you fine fellas on our YouTube community. Okay, that's about all I got going for this Sunday. I hope you all enjoyed that video. I know I did. Anybody's got one of these Acurate Minutures 1/48 scale flying barrels, they go together very, very, very easily, very nice. But that rigging is very, 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 very fragile. Very fragile. All that rigging on there. It's a lot of shit there going on, guys. There's a lot going on for a little squirt of an airplane like this. I know one thing, in that 1/32 scale kitty caught kingfisher, there's a lot going on that one. So you start tackling kits like that, you guys got to take your time. Read the instructions. Okay, that's about it, guys. I think right now I'm going to get this uploaded. Start working on this kingfisher and get the video prepared. Maybe hopefully by tomorrow on the update. That's about all I got going, guys. So make mama happy. Take care of the little ones. Stay focused when you drive. And get yourself some kits. And enjoy the holidays. And just build a model and just enjoy life, guys. And get this weather over with. And you guys, hope everybody's well and don't come down with a cold like I did. And so keep yourself in shape and build strong and get yourself some kits. Get kick crazy like Stu says. Oh, Stu. And oh, Stevie D models. He's got one heck of a stash he had coming in here. I was watching a couple of his videos and everything. See how Stevie's doing. He's doing well. And he's got a whole bunch of Airfix kits that he's got. Real nice collection too. He did a bee's knees job on that Westland Sea King, I think it is. I think it's an Airfix 1/72 scale kit. It's a beautiful kit. I'm thinking about buying me one myself with Chopper Madness. Yeah, I think he hit that all trainer yellow color. Some kind of a yellow, but he did a wonderful job on that. Good job, Stevie. And everybody give Johnny Max for support on his December 7th, 1941 group build. It's a very, very important group build. It's part of our history, and us modelers do preserve history very well, opposed to what you learn in school today, which is nothing. Okay, this is Frankie Day from Frankie Day Model signing off. Take care of yourselves, kids, and God love your children. And take care of yourselves. We'll catch you tomorrow on the video number 1 update on the Kitty Hawk OS2U Kingfisher float plane of 1941, December 7th. Okay, this is Frankie Day signing off again. And take care of yourselves, and God bless you all.